Well, welcome to Extra with LifePoint. Hey, if this is your first time listening, this is just a time that we get to spend some extra time diving into the message with whoever preached at our Lake Stevens or Marysville location. And today we are with D.
Hippopotamus.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
That's great. Yep.
We're here again. Yep. D Squad. Darren's
We'll
here.
put in the title down below. It won't be Darren, executive pastor.
It'll be DJ.
Yeah, that's great.
That's my goal in life is to be a DJ.
Yep. How was Marysville?
Dude, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. So good. God did some awesome stuff.
That's great.
About 12 people respond to saying yes to Jesus today, which is always good. It's worth clapping about.
Yeah.
It's worth celebrating. And it was just good. It was a good time.
That's great, man. Yeah. Love the Marysville homies. We also had child dedications today.
Love it. Cutest Sunday of the year award. That's what it gets.
Yep. It was a good time. We're going to go into some questions about your sermon, but I wanted to open with this.
Hit me.
If you were to, let's say you're going on a road trip, okay?
Love road trips.
Got the kids in the car, and you stop at 7-Eleven.
Okay.
What's your go-to snack and beverage?
Ooh, it's a good choice. Good question. I do enjoy road trips. I said that. I do enjoy road trips. And at 7-Eleven, I'm going to stop. If it's the kids, we're going to get some Slurpees, right? I want like the banana with pina colada mix.
Ooh.
So banana pina colada mix,
tropical guy.
tropical.
Yeah.
Like, I love that.
Yeah.
And then snack wise, I like beef jerky. But if it's a really long road trip and I have to stay awake, I'm grabbing some sunflower seeds. It's like the only time I eat sunflower seeds nowadays. I love to do it when I was a kid playing baseball and stuff. But I'll get some sunflower seeds just to kind of like do that while I'm driving long distance. And
Yep.
yeah, it's just good.
Yep, that's good.
Pickle flavor, barbecue flavor.
So over the summer, I had a little sunflower kick, and Pastor Andrew told me about mixing ranch and barbecue sunflower seeds.
That sounds delicious.
And yeah, so I got a couple bags of that and mixed them all together. It was good.
It was
super good.
The problem is like your mouth gets like raw from like all those.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Here's like your cheek and stuff.
It's gross.
It's gross.
And I choked on a seed once. That's embarrassing.
Yeah. You're just like hacking up in the middle of nowhere, and everyone's like, "What's going on with this guy?"
Oh, he's fine. Just can't breathe.
Yeah.
So we started a new sermon series today.
Yep. Monsters under the bed.
Yeah, let's go. It makes me want to watch Monsters Inc. when I get home.
Yeah, the promo video had that on there. So
I know,
it
was great.
So I was vibing with it for sure.
Yep, it was super cool. But you compared Zacchaeus to Ebenezer Scrooge.
Yeah.
And one, I've never seen. What is it called?
A Christmas Carol?
I've never seen a Christmas Carol. I know.
For real?
For real.
Hold the phone, stop the video. Like, you're coming over to my house today.
All right, let's go.
Okay, like
because I've never seen it.
We're gonna watch it.
So Ebenezer
Christmas
Scrooge,
classic, bro.
Yeah, I'm like, don't know him.
Yeah,
but you compared him to Zacchaeus, so I guess
Yeah.
I kind of know who he is. But what specific aspects of that comparison resonate with you personally?
Yeah.
And how do you think we can all recognize our own monsters that need confronting?
That's a good question. Yeah, I kind of joked in the message. I'm a big Christmas guy, so I love Christmas.
It's real.
I normally have a Christmas mug. I'm excited about Christmas. I'm convincing my wife to set up Christmas before Halloween.
Insane.
And so that way on Halloween night, you were doing trunk or treat at Marysville, and then we get home, we turn on the lights. Everything's beautiful. It's great. Love me some Christmas.
Can't trust you.
Friendship over. No, so I love Christmas, love all that. And when I think of Ebenezer Scrooge and Zacchaeus, I really made that parallel just, by the way they lived their life, right? Zacchaeus was he said he was wealthy, right? He was a tax collector, which in that time, generally speaking, there's, evidence that the tax collectors would take some for themselves.
Yeah.
And Scrooge being just very money hungry and, very, mind kind of focused is kind of where I made that parallel. And for me, it plays out in that same way of like, I want what's mine, right?
Yeah.
I work hard, so I want my benefits. I want this. I did this, so I deserve this. And it's that kind of like me mentality that, with the parallel of what Jesus does in Zacchaeus' heart is it changes everything for him. The presence and invitation of Jesus transforms Zacchaeus' life.
Yeah.
Right? From, that money hungry, greedy, monsters on the bed, kind of that thing, to somebody who he's like, I'm willing to bankrupt myself by giving 4 times back to anybody I've cheated.
Yeah.
Right. It's a massive change. And Scrooge is kind of the same way. He realized, hey, if I keep going down the same path, I'm going to end up in the grave, shackled and all that stuff, and my life will be meaningless and worthless.
Yeah.
And he turns it around.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. And so in our own lives, when it comes to monsters on the bed, like similar to this, what ways do you think that we can like begin to like recognize that? Because I think that that's kind of a hard thing to actually identify the monster. So maybe how can we do that?
I think as a kid, remember back when you thought you had monsters in your bed or in your closet or whatever, what would you need to do to dispel that fear? Turn the light on.
Yep.
Right, you gotta go turn the light on. You gotta run around the house. And I remember as a kid running around, getting home, being alone or whatever, and it's like every light is on in the house. Parents are like, the electric bill, but I'm like, the monsters in the closets.
I'm killing them.
Yes, I'm taking them out by turning on the lights. That's what we need to do in our lives. Like we gotta turn the lights on in our lives. Like we want to have that closet or that space where we can put things and hide things. And I really paired it with playing hide and go seek with God and hide away. But we need to turn the light on, right? Turn the light on and allow God to look in, to see, and to illuminate those things. And that's part of like the submission piece that I talked about today. Where like I don't like submitting, I don't like letting go or surrendering. But when we do that, and we allow His light to shine in, and we submit those things and come under submission under Jesus, He begins to transform those things of our life.
Yeah, definitely. And for maybe somebody that has never done that, I've never submitted anything to Jesus.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't even have a relationship with Jesus. Yeah. Like, what would maybe a step for that person look like? Of like acknowledging it. Like, is it in community? Like, what does that look like?
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, I love just in the story of Zacchaeus, Jesus invites himself over to Zacchaeus' house.
Yeah.
And Zacchaeus is like, come on over, right? Come on over. He obliges Jesus' invitation and invites him into his home and invites him into conversation and to see into the places and spaces that he is. And so I would just say, like, accept Jesus' invitation and begin to walk out life with him. Invite him into your home, invite him into your circumstances. Start by, you're going into a tough day at your job or your work, like go to Jesus and say, hey, will you be with me today?
Yeah.
Right. Start inviting him into places. He's already inviting you into, to join his family, to be a part of his experience and his presence and transformation. That's why in Romans 12:2, he says, don't copy the patterns of this world, but let God transform you. Yeah. I think that's what we need to, it's me letting go. So find a place where you can let go and invite Jesus in.
Yeah. Yeah. And then finally, you highlighted also, when it comes to Zacchaeus, how his decision affected his community.
Yep.
It wasn't just a decision that affected him, but affected the people around him.
Yeah.
How can transformation like his lead to a broader change in our own communities? And what role do you see the church playing in that?
Yeah. I mean, that's transformative community.
Yeah.
That's what church is. That's what Jesus invited his disciples to. That's where when Jesus invites himself in, it says salvation has come to this home today. That is Zacchaeus' response when the crowd was saying, how could Jesus go hang out with this Zacchaeus guy? He's a notorious sinner. There are all these names for him that they would have had. He's a thief, whatever it is. But Jesus, in response to Zacchaeus' heart and his willingness to give back and give away 4 times, in repentance and generosity, Jesus says salvation has come to this home today.
Yeah.
Right. And so as Zacchaeus made those steps, his family changed, right? I can imagine, it doesn't say it in scripture, but I can imagine how he operated in his job changed.
Yeah.
He probably couldn't even do his job anymore, honestly. Like he's literally a part of the oppression of his people, you know? So he's like, I'm the one that's, collecting the taxes and it's oppressive and it's controlling our people and it's, it's causing riots, all these things. I would push to say he probably couldn't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Right. It changed everything for him.
Yeah. Yeah. And to kind of close and, maybe take this next couple 30 seconds to maybe encourage somebody that's listening that is hearing this about addressing this monster under the bed. And honestly, through the lens of Zacchaeus, it's encouraging, but it can also be kind of scary because we're comfortable with what we have and maybe we don't want things to change.
Yeah.
And with Zacchaeus, his life changed, everything changed. And maybe we're looking at our own life and we're like, I don't know if I want all of that. Like, what would maybe you encourage that person?
Yeah. I mean, get out of the tree.
Yeah.
Get out of the tree, respond to the invitation. It was a pivotal moment. He was just trying to, go check out the used car lot without dealing with the salesman.
Exactly.
Without having to deal, go check out some furniture without having to ask all these questions or whatever it was. I would just say get out of the tree, respond, begin to take those steps. And it's the beauty of it. Jesus invites him to a meal.
Yeah.
right? Same thing in Revelations 3:20. I'm at the door, I'm knocking, open it up and come see, and I'll share a meal with you.
Yeah.
Right. One of my favorite times of the day, and I shared this on Sunday, is when our days are less hectic with a family of 5. It's never not hectic. Sports, everything else driving us all over the place. But we try to pause in our moments at dinner time as a family, and we do a thing called peach and pickle.
Yep.
And so it's a peach of the day, something good, that was sweet, that was awesome, and then a pickle, which is sour for the day.
Yep.
We don't want to say good or bad. But it's that time around the table that our family gathers, and we pause, we're eating food, and every person shares about their day, something good, something that was not so good. And it's in those moments that, we get to know each other better, right? Mm-hmm. It builds our family, camaraderie. It builds our family just relationally. And, we get to have unity that way. And the same thing goes with Jesus. He invites us to the table with him.
Yeah.
Right.
Amen.
So grab the chair, sit down.
Yeah.
And, at some points he's going to ask you to clean those closets out that you're trying to hide away.
Yeah.
But when you get close to him, you want to do it.
Yeah.
Right. You want to get rid of anything and everything that prevents you from getting closer.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of our journey, our walk with Jesus.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, I love this series. I'm super excited for the rest of it. And thank you for hanging out with us and giving us a little bit extra into your message.
Yeah,
really appreciate it.
For sure.
Awesome. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to stay up to date with all of our Extra with LifePoint episodes.